Coming up next, air travelers are caught in the fallout from the government shutdown. We have the latest.
Plus, the effort to help thousands in our area affected by federal food aid cutbacks.
I mean, literally anything helps right now, and you never know what that's going to do for someone's day.
And a film festival returns to our area, bringing movies and filmmakers from around the world. The Center County Report starts now. Good afternoon, I'm Morgan Supis.
And I'm Nolan Collery. Thank you for joining us for the Center County Report. We begin with some breaking news. It's day 38 of the federal government shutdown, the longest in U.S. history. As talks continue, unprecedented cuts to airline flights are in effect as of today. Airlines and passengers are scrambling to adjust plans after the FAA announced it's cutting back air travel capacity by 10% in 40 busy markets. That includes connecting hubs served by State College Airport, Philadelphia, Chicago, and Washington. The Trump administration says those cuts are needed to reduce stress on air traffic controllers who are working without pay.
The shutdown is also affecting thousands of people in our area who depend on federal aid to feed their families. There's been a legal fight over suspending those benefits. Reporter Emma Goldkoff is live in our studio with more. Emma?
Morgan, as the government shutdown begins to have more serious impacts, organizations like food banks and charities are stepping in to help. Even a restaurant chain is giving a helping hand here in Center County. The Domino's on Westerly Parkway in State College is starting a new campaign. It's called A Slice of Kindness. Anyone who presents their EBT card at the counter can get a free large pizza, no purchase necessary.
We're averaging 20 to 30 on the weekdays. We've helped over 100 families so far.
Part of the fallout from the government shutdown has been cuts to the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. This week, 2 federal judges ruled the Trump administration has to use emergency contingency funds to fund SNAP. The administration is responding by providing partial benefits for November. The change means a family of 4 in the lower 48 states will receive about $646 for the month.
Partially funded is not enough, in my opinion. Until we know that our community is doing well and they have their funds back, we're going to keep doing this.
Domino's is also partnering with the State College Food Bank for food donations, with drop-offs slated for every Thursday.
Literally anything helps right now, and you never know what that's going to do for someone's day.
And just last night, a federal judge ordered the Trump administration to fully fund SNAP by today, criticizing the decision to only partially fund it. The Trump administration filed a motion to appeal, saying the best way to fund SNAP is for Democrats to vote to open the government. I'm Emma Goldkoff. Back to you.
Thanks, Emma. Also today, the 4-month Pennsylvania state budget standoff continues with no end in sight. Alec Brown reports.
Can't be holding people hostage, and that's what we're doing right now.
State Representative Scott Conklin didn't hold back when talking about the state budget impasse, which has already dragged on for over 4 months. The Pennsylvania Treasurer's Office says it's already given out $21 million in loans to 4 dozen organizations trying to stay open during the standoff.
People are really feeling it. We're having to rely on private donations.
Sonia Kaufman from State Representative Paul Takak's office says it's getting tougher.
People are turning to food banks, but food banks don't have as much food or money because of what's going on with the state and what's going on federally. So people are really, really hungry.
But it's school districts in Pennsylvania like State College that could be hit even harder if the impasse continues for much longer.
There are school districts that are talking about potentially going to 3-day school weeks, moving to virtual.
Kevin Busher with the PA School Board Association says some schools have already taken out multiple loans to cover expenses. The Philadelphia School District voted to borrow $1.5 billion to stay afloat, according to the Philadelphia Inquirer. The State Education Association says the issue is causing some districts to miss payments, but the impact goes beyond money.
Will the money flow immediately? Absolutely, when we get a budget done. What will be the downstream impact? I think we're going to see significant learning loss.
There are still ongoing talks in the Senate about ending the stalemate, but Conklin says he doesn't have much confidence.
Monday, I got an email from my leadership saying the Senate's going to pass something out. Be ready to come to work on Wednesday. The Senate didn't give us anything.
Pennsylvania is now closing in on 130 days without a budget.
Neither legislative chamber is due to return for voting sessions until November 17th.
This week, voters across Pennsylvania made their way to the polls for an important off-year election. Reporter Danielle Dempsey says it was one of the busiest municipal elections in years.
Election day in many parts of Pennsylvania brought out more voters than a typical off-year election. Voters made decisions on races from local school board seats to an important Pennsylvania Supreme Court retention election.
I'm here in front of Heritage Hall, where many Penn State students have been able to make their voices heard without having to leave campus.
Nonpartisan organization Penn State Votes had student volunteers answering questions and promoting civic engagement.
I think the turnout's been pretty good, seeing students come out for the local elections. A lot of the time we'll see like a lower turnout for local elections because people might think that it's not as important, but the goal of Penn State Votes is to always share the importance of every election.
Penn State College Democrats and College Republicans also set up tables to engage with voters on either side of the aisle. Both presidents stressed the importance of this off-year election, especially the top-of-the-ticket question on justice retention. Results show all 3 Democratic justices were retained.
This is a huge election with the Supreme Court because, I mean, with things that Donald Trump's doing right now, like the Supreme Court of PA is basically the ones that are kind of shielding us.
They're not having the best interests of the Pennsylvania people in mind, and we want to see new justices that are going to follow the Pennsylvania Constitution.
A line formed as students waited to cast their ballots.
Me being a law student in particular, I think I'm definitely here because of the judicial aspect of things. Courts are very important. They shape our lives every day, the laws we live by. So it's very important to elect your superior Supreme Court judges.
The little guys matter, and it's not always just the big names that we need to be putting effort into, and that we need to have a lot more attention and understanding of how systems work, that everybody plays a part.
I want to vote for the future of our country and what's going to be decided on in these upcoming elections, and I think this Supreme Court race here in PA is a big deal for those upcoming elections.
In University Park, I'm Danielle Dempsey for the Center County Report.
Pennsylvania voters retained Supreme Court Justices Kevin Dougherty, Kristen Donahue, and David Wecht to keep the state's 5-2 Democratic majority.
2 different U.S. courts have ruled against the deportation of a state college man who spent 4 decades in prison for a murder he did not commit. 64-year-old Subbu Vedam was convicted in 1983, but was freed last month after new evidence surfaced in the case. He was immediately taken into custody by ICE, which wants to deport him to his native India. Vedam's family says he's a legal citizen of the United States.
A conservative student organization is suing Penn State University. Uncensored America has filed a lawsuit claiming the university violated the group's constitutional rights through, quote, systematic suppression of protected speech. The group says 2 of its events on campus were unfairly restricted, effectively censoring their views.
The death toll is now up to 13 people after a UPS plane crashed at the Louisville, Kentucky airport. Stunning video of the crash and aftermath on Tuesday shows the devastation. Surveillance video shows the jet crashing and bursting into flames. The initial investigation shows the left wing caught on fire before falling off. Officials say there are still people missing.
Pittsburgh-based U.S. Steel has detailed a billion-dollar growth plan with new owner Nippon Steel. It includes modernizing the century-old steelmaker. The announcement comes 5 months after Nippon finalized a partnership with the company in a deal worth nearly $15 billion. Nippon agreed to invest $11 billion to upgrade U.S. Steel's facilities. The plan also includes initiatives to save money.
Still to come on the Center County Report, a blast of cold is on the way. We check the 7-day forecast.
And an effort to rebuild a historic Center County building after a devastating fire. Also coming up, movies and filmmakers from around the world are headed to State College for a popular area annual event.
When we first met Todd, he was singing a song, and I was like, wow, look at this kid with the biggest smile.
Todd's a joy.
Yes.
Todd's really is a great joy.
And you. Learn about adopting a teen at adoptuskids.org.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
Children are the greatest joy and our best hope for a better future. Friends, they are the future. But did you know that millions of kids are facing hunger every day? Food is not just food. It's energy, health, confidence, hope, and even love. Yes, love.
Thank you!
Learn more about how No Kid Hungry is helping end child hunger in America at helpnokidhungry.org.
Keep going, keep going.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction
and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What?
I can't drive.
Why?
My. Oh.
It's been almost a month since the historic Woodward Inn in Haines Township burned down. Despite the extensive damage, Corby and Melissa Stover say they're optimistic about a rebuild. A GoFundMe has already raised over $10,000. The inn's second restoration will begin with the demolition of the remaining structure down to its stone frame. It's estimated to cost $125,000.
Next week, Center County again turns into Hollywood East as the Center Film Festival opens. Reporter Andrew Matz is live in State College with the story. Andrew?
Thanks, Nolan. I am inside the State Theater, which will be screening films during next week's Center Film Festival starting on Monday. There is plenty to look forward to this year. People will have the opportunity to see plenty of films, and some big names in the industry will be getting awards.
Filmmakers from around the world will converge on Center County next week. The 7th annual Center Film Festival begins Monday in State College and Phillipsburg.
Most excited for just seeing all the films. I'm trying to see as many as I can.
The event includes 90 films making Pennsylvania premieres, about a quarter of them made in our state. 18 other films will make their world premieres, and 3 have even been submitted for Academy Award considerations. Festival co-founder Pearl Gluck says many of the filmmakers will host sessions to help the next generation.
The Meet the Guests section is probably the most important section if you are trying to figure out how this industry functions.
Films will be shown at locations throughout Center County, including the State Theater, Carnegie Cinema, Paternal Library, UEC Theater 12, and the 108-year-old Roland Theater. The Roland Theater right here behind me has been a staple of the Phillipsburg community since 1917. The Center Film Fest decided to host its awards in this historic location to honor 2 distinguished Penn State alums in the film industry. Legendary retired Saturday Night Live director Don Roy King will receive the Lifetime Achievement Award.
He got his start right here, what was then called WPSX and is now called WPSU. So I think it's such a great, holistic way of doing our awards.
Jerry Johnson is getting the Chandler Living Legacy Award.
She is on the younger side in her career in terms of getting an award like this, but that is exactly why we give that award. It's for somebody that uses their arts for activism.
The festival begins with opening night events on Monday night.
Another honor will be given out for the first time this year. It is called the Keystone Visionary Award, and it is going to State Senator Cameron Bartolotta. I'm Andrew Matz inside the State Theater. Now, let's check the weather outside.
Thank you so much for that, Andrew. Right now, we're looking at some pretty overcast conditions for much of State College. Right now over Beaver Stadium, again, you can see not much sun is going to be peeking on throughout the day today. We're looking at a current degree of 50 degrees right now. With that, feels like a 50 as well. Dew point only at around 28, so a bit on the drier side here. But we have some pretty excessive winds coming in from the southwest at around 13 miles per hour, and that's going to continue throughout the rest of the day as well. Temperatures over the central region of Pennsylvania sitting in the 50s throughout many places. We're going to see that trend continue into the rest of the state as well. Pittsburgh metro region and the Philadelphia metro region are going to be our 2 outliers already creeping their way into the 60-degree threshold mark for today. Now, a bit of a recap on our radar and satellite imagery. We have this very thin line of intense showers swiping its way across, already entering the northwestern region of Pennsylvania, and those are going to continue to slide across the rest of the state as we move throughout the rest of the day, as you can see here. Impacting Centre County by late afternoon and early evening. These showers will continue to move through the rest of the state, but eventually leave their way off the coast, last impacting the Delaware Valley region in the southeast, but eventually making their way off into the Atlantic just in time for game day, that noon kickoff tomorrow. Looking at clear precipitation-wise, a bit of cloudy skies remaining over top of Centre County, but those clouds will continue to build in as we have our next low-pressure system slowly impacting the region. Take a bit of a wider look here. As you can see, we have some showers slowly entering the northern tier of Pennsylvania Saturday evening, but overnight into Sundays when we start seeing this real system start to make a bit of an impact here. Sunday, we have a warm front to our north, perfectly draping the northern tier of Pennsylvania, and a cold front just to our west. That's going to be placing us right in the warm sector. So we have a lot of that warm air coming for that fuel for that liquid precipitation. However, as this system continues to develop and merge off into the northeastern region, we do see this cooler air from the north coming, and we have a very large low pressure system and a large trough sliding in from the north, bringing a lot of that cooler air, potentially bringing the first flakes of this winter season here for many in Pennsylvania, potentially even here in State College as well. We could be seeing that first trace of snow as well. Precipitation-wise, though, only looking around a quarter of an inch to half an inch for many before that snow begins to make its way on through. And by Wednesday, we do see that system eventually slide its way off the coast, no longer impacting us here in Pennsylvania. But for the rest of the day, those cloudy and overcast conditions will persist with some pretty gusty winds as well, potentially upwards of 20 miles per hour, looking at a high of around 60 degrees today as well. Later on this evening, a low of 44 degrees with those lingering evening showers continuing as winds calm down ever so slightly at around 5 to 8 miles per hour. And into tomorrow for the game time, we're going to be seeing those skies clear up ever so slightly, looking at a high of 59, so that mix of sun and clouds, calm winds for game time though. But as you look at the 7-day forecast, that cold front bringing us our first potential flakes, you're going to be seeing temperatures dip well below freezing, especially in those overnight conditions, looking in the mid to upper 20s overnight. So definitely going to be a bit of a chill before we see those temperatures rebound back into seasonable for the later of midweek.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the first little bits of snow. I'm excited to get, my winter coat out, my boots. I know a lot of people don't like the colder weather, but I'm actually super pumped.
I'm also a big fan of the snow, but this weekend definitely going to want it to hold over. There's a lot of events going on in State College. This weekend, Beaver Stadium will put on a special holiday event. On Sunday, the Roar Plus Athletics digital subscription platform will host its first holiday photo experience. You'll have a chance to step onto the field for a themed photo session from noon until 3. The cost per photo is $95. Roar Plus members receive one free photo and a complimentary football ornament when they subscribe for 1 year. Now, here's Maya with sports.
Thanks, Nolan. Coming up, for the first time in nearly a month, Penn State football is back in Beaver Stadium. But they have another very big challenge to face. Also ahead, Nittany Lion men's basketball is searching for its second win of the season after an opening night victory. Those stories and more are next.
Hey there, I'm Lance Bass, and this is Chip. And if you're like me, your pets mean the world to you. And if disaster strikes, saving them is a priority. Learn how to keep your best friends safe at AmericanHumane.org.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music.
Yeah.
Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
I'm Maya Beeling with sports. The Nittany Lions hope the old saying, home sweet home, will be true tomorrow. After losing to the top-ranked Buckeyes in Columbus last weekend, they now face number 2 ranked Indiana. It's the first home game since Coach James Franklin was fired.
After a beatdown by the Buckeyes in Columbus, the Nittany Lions return home to host the second-ranked Hoosiers in Happy Valley. Penn State is looking for its first win since September 13th.
You know, it's home field advantage. It's Beaver Stadium. It's where we should be cheered, and you know, we welcome a great crowd and great intensity from the crowd to help us, you know, push forward to victory.
Tight end Khalil Dinkins says the team is looking forward to coming home, and they're trying not to let a 5-game losing streak discourage them.
I know the season isn't going like how we had hoped for, but I think we're doing a good job of just, you know, staying motivated and, you know, just keep working every day.
This will be the first home game where James Franklin is not leading the team onto the field.
We still got a game to play, so it's, you know, we got to do all the same things other than the fact that we're not going to have James.
Kicker Ryan Barker says with Smith in the head coach position, the team has been getting the tough love they need.
He'll tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear, and I think that can be tough on some guys, but that's what everyone needs to hear to get better.
Smith may be a tough coach, but says he's proud of the work the players are putting in, especially before taking on yet another top 5 team.
Yesterday was a great practice. Today was a great practice. These guys are working hard.
Kickoff for tomorrow's game is at noon, and you can listen live on Penn State Com Radio with our broadcast team at Beaver Stadium. Now over to the second round of high school football playoffs. Marion Center heads to Johnstown tonight to take on the unbeaten Bishop McCourt. The winner takes on either Richland or Bellwood Antis. Juniata and Bellefonte head to Mifflin County for the District 6 4A championship. The champion will take on the winner of Shamokin and the Jersey Shore matchup. Tomorrow, Bishop Guilfoyle kicks off against Homer Center in Hollidaysburg. The winner takes on Juniata Valley or Claysburg-Kimmel. And the 8-2 State College Little Lions make their 3+ hour drive to Erie to take on McDowell. That winner takes on either Wilkes-Barre or Williamsport. Penn State men's basketball is hitting the road for the first time this season. The Nittany Lions play New Haven tomorrow. On Monday, Penn State started its season with a 76-68 win over Fairfield. A strong closing stretch made that possible by limiting the Stags to just 2 points in the last 3.5 minutes of the game. Melly Tunja scored 19 points coming off of the bench and connected well with Caden Mingo, who added 15. Mingo is the highest-rated prospect Penn State has ever rostered. On Tuesday, Penn State will be back home against Navy. Now to hit the ice. After sweeping Ohio State to open the Big Ten Conference play, Penn State men's hockey is ranked 3rd in the nation and is in East Lansing to take on number 1 Michigan State tonight. And the women's team gets a well-earned rest with a bye week this week. After the team's historic program best of 12-0 start has the team ranked 6th in the nation. They return to Pagula next weekend to take on Syracuse. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm curious to see if this home field advantage will really benefit the Penn State football team.
It's going to be a tough test. It has been an absolutely brutal stretch for the Nittany Lions as of late, needing to play in Columbus against the number 1 team in the nation last week. Now playing in State College Shore, but against the number 2 team in the nation. That home field advantage is really going to need to do something special if the Nittany Lions want a chance in this one.
And I'm interested to see how they play. First home game without Franklin, new coach, maybe a new vibe. So we'll see how they do. Thanks, Maya. Coming up next, your old Halloween pumpkins can serve a whole new purpose in Center County. More details after the break.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed.
There's been another deadly shooting at a local elementary school. According to authorities, the suspect acquired the gun from a family member's home before using it to take the lives of innocent children and teachers.
Store your gun securely, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo.
When it comes to disasters and emergencies, it's not a matter of if, but when.
I'm relying on luck, but who knows if it'll be on my side.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Take control at ready.gov/olderadults.
When I was 10, my mom got deported. We had a difficult time, and I feel that's why I didn't get to finish school. My husband is really supportive in a way that he pushed me to go back to school.
She wants to have a career so her kids can look up to her.
They both keep me motivated to go to school, and they see that if I do it, like, they can do it too, you know? I feel that everything's possible.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire, and how to control the flames. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Halloween is over, but those leftover pumpkins don't have to go to waste. Reporter Hope Green shows you where they're going to a good cause.
One man's Halloween trash is another man's treasure, or in this case, an animal's tasty treat. In Spring Mill's Living Faith Acres homestead is encouraging people to donate their Halloween pumpkins to feed the animals.
How do the animals react to this?
They love it. Jessica Shaver is a co-owner of Living Faith Acres. She says the pumpkins don't just taste good, they also provide important nutrients that help keep our animals healthy.
It's a good source of energy and proteins and stuff in the fall, and it's actually a natural anti-parasitic.
Your pumpkins are more than a decoration. They serve as a nutritional value for animals here, like pigs, cows, and goats. And the farmers here say that it helps to cut down on food waste and feed costs. And there are other benefits too.
With them being a dewormer, you know, you don't pay for that extra cost to worm the animals and stuff as much as you normally would.
So before you toss out that old jack-o'-lantern, consider stopping by Living Faith Acres to give Jack a second life. The animals will thank you for it. In Spring Mills, I'm Hope Green for the Center County Report.
And you can donate your pumpkins anytime by contacting Living Faith Acres by Facebook, email, or phone. Well, I know where I'm going to be sending my old pumpkin.
Yeah, I've got a roommate still holding on to the pumpkin. Maybe I'll send him that way. That's all we have for today's newscast. We hope you'll join us Tuesday for our next local news update.
But you can follow us anytime for breaking news on our Center County Report X. You can see our stories on our Facebook page, Instagram, YouTube, and our website. Have a good weekend.
No young person should ever have to worry about having a safe place to sleep at night, or whether anyone cares about them.
But the reality is, 1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis and giving them the support and tools they need to succeed in life. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today. Thank you for caring.
In Iraq, our truck hit a roadside bomb. I had about 16 surgeries on my hand so that I could regain function. And when I came home, I needed a new roof due to a storm. And I was about to lose homeowners insurance as well. I applied for Operation Homefront Critical Financial Assistance Program. And it's good to know that when we come home, there are people who are there that care about us. Operation Homefront, they've really been a blessing.
I'm Sandra, this is Jorge, and we were adopted in 2019. I remember when they first came to us, Michael was already a teenager. The whole cliche of, they're so lucky to have you guys, and it's the other way around. They have changed our family for the better. They chose to love us. They didn't have to. They chose us. Family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
The new Walk MS experience was so uplifting. All of us are coming together, not only for that walk day, but for every day.
I love the energy at Walk MS. It is community, it is family. I can ride that high for the rest of the year.
A cure is on the line for me.
A cure is on the line for all of us.
After the Whistle starts at A.R. Simpkins Memorial Field, where Colts quarterback Daniel Farrell faked the handoff to his teammate and then faked out Juniata Valley's defense to take it all the way down to the house to get the 6 points. Let's take another look at that play in slow motion. Farrell there with the first move, bulldozing right through, and then with the second spinning dodge to break through the Hornets defense and get Northern Cambria the score. Hello, Goblins and Ghouls. Welcome to After the Whistle. The PIAA playoffs are here, and every game matters. We'll bring you all the highlights from around the area and more. Live from University Park, I'm Jack Dobbins.
And I'm Monica Wagner. Penn State football is back in action as they take on the #1 team in the country, Ohio State. After the Whistle starts now. Last year, the Huntington Bearcats went 0-10, but this year they're in the playoffs with a 7-3 record. They welcomed the Tyrone Golden Eagles, who haven't lost to Huntington since 2019 for this postseason matchup. Both teams run out onto the field for this highly anticipated playoff matchup with much high hopes. In the first quarter, Tyrone quarterback Eli Woomer throws down on third down, but it's intercepted by Huntington's Cole Lane, who takes it 70 yards for the pick six to open the scoring. A great way to start a playoff matchup. Bearcats go up 7-0 after the made extra point. Moving to the second quarter, Huntington quarterback Elliot Geisler hands it off to Landon Erdman, who takes it up the middle and fights his way into the end zone for a Bearcats touchdown. 13-0, but Erdman wouldn't stop his scoring there as he takes a direct snap and scores yet another touchdown to extend Huntington's lead to 20-0 after another extra point. Huntington's dominance continued all game, and they defeated Tyrone 42-7. The Bearcats moved on to the District 6 3A championship against Penn Cambria, while the Golden Eagles season ends with a final record of 6-5. Our Game of the Week reporter Kenzie Ferry spent her Halloween in Huntington as the Bearcats and the Golden Eagles faced off. Kenzie, how was this spooky showdown?
It was far from terrifying as both teams looked to start their playoffs right. Huntington brought home their first playoff win since 2017.
You can feel the presence of the support each and every Friday night and even out in the community. So it's good to get the community back to what they deserve.
In tonight's game, senior running back Landon Erdman broke 1,000 rushing yards this season.
It feels great. Last year I came up 200 yards short. I definitely could not do it without my O-line. I thank them every practice for blocking for me.
The Bearcats were 0-10 last year and are now 8-3.
We're all ready to try our hardest in this game, and we ended up pulling through. It's just play after play. We kept the momentum going.
Get this. Earlier this month, the Bearcats lost to Tyrone, but tonight, they never trailed.
It was get back week. That was all we were through Monday through Friday. It was just we got to beat Tyrone. This definitely means a lot for the fans, definitely a lot for previous seniors, definitely a lot for the seniors now.
Tonight's win marks the first time Huntington has beaten Tyrone since 2019.
We came out, we played hard on defense. I think that was the biggest difference. I think they scored in 2 plays last time we played, and this time we did really good on defense. I think we had 3 picks, pick 6, almost 2. It's pretty hard to lose when you do that.
Huntington will return to the district championship game for the first time since 2017. Back to you guys at the desk.
Penn Cambria looks to get revenge over Forest Hills in the postseason after the Rangers pulled a comeback win over them in the regular season. Strong winds and freezing temperatures weren't enough to stop the energy at this game tonight. Little run out there, American flag, starting off in the middle of the first where Blake Lilly catches a lob over the line from quarterback Brady Jones to put the Panthers up 7-0. Little celebration there in the end zone. We flash forward now to the middle of the second quarter where Xander Richardson powers through and puts Forest Hills on the board. Going for the extra point, Forest Hills drills the bottom of the goalpost. The ball goes flying and just rolls through to make it 21-7. Late in the second, Penn Cambria on the drive looking to respond, and Corbin Finglish says, "I got it," turning on the boosters and takes it 65 yards all the way home, extending the lead to 28-7 at the half. The Panthers would get their revenge over the Rangers, winning the game 41-7. Penn Cambria will play Huntington for the District 6 3A championship while Forest Hill's season comes to a close.
Hollidaysburg faced Taylor Alderdice out of District 8, looking to stay undefeated. The Golden Tigers ended the Dragon season last year in the playoffs, so would history repeat itself? The fifth meeting all-time between these two schools, Hollidaysburg would kick off the scoring with a 37-yard scamper by Carter Muth, going untouched to the house, 7-0 Golden Tigers.
He's been incredible all year.
Absolutely. Alderdice would be backed up after a botched kickoff and a fumble recovered by Braven Matthews, making it 14-0. And it's a big man touchdown. Come on, guys, celebrate with the big guy. As the first quarter came to a close, Carter Muth would get his second touchdown of the night from 16 yards out with a nasty juke, and shows a little love to the camera. 28-8 Golden Tigers. Hollidaysburg didn't stop scoring and won the game 69-8. The Golden Tigers keep their perfect season going and take on DuBois next week for the 5A championship. These 3A and 5A matchups have really set the tone for the playoffs. We've seen lots of efforts on display this week.
They really are getting after it, Annika. Now it's time to look at scores from some of the other playoff matchups in the area. The playoffs have just begun, but the first round has started off hot.
Now it's time to look at some Center County's playoff teams, but first, some news regarding PIAA basketball. Boys and girls high school basketball may be getting shot clock. The PIAA will meet on December 3rd to vote for a third and final approval of a process that has been ongoing since the summer. If passed, the clock would be implemented in the 2028-29 school year.
Bald Eagle visits Johnstown to face 2A top-ranked undefeated Bishop McCourt. The Crushers average 43 points per game and hold their opponents to 10 or fewer points. It's playoff time at Sargent Stadium as the District 6 2A quarterfinals commence. On Bald Eagle's opening drive, they try to get tricky with a double pass, but it gets picked off by Bishop McCourt's Bainey Bentley in spooky fashion. However, his return would be called back due to a penalty to set up a long Crusher drive. And on that drive, Bentley kept it himself for a short score to make it a 7-0 ball game. Bald Eagles driving and looking to punch it in, but Bishop McCourt's Garrett Faribault strips the ball, turns on the Jets with nobody to beat for a touchdown, making it 19-0 for the Crushers before halftime.
Explosive play.
Bishop McCourt would run away with this one, taking down Bald Eagle with a score of 39-6. Bald Eagle's season comes to an end with a 5-6 record. Bishop McCourt improves to 11-0 and will face Marion Center next week in the District 6 2A semifinals.
Two familiar teams would face off to open up the playoffs in Bellefonte. After meeting last week, Greater Johnstown and the Red Raiders would meet yet again, this time with their seasons on the line. The Red Raiders would take the field and get the ball first to start the game after this coin toss. We picked things up in the first quarter where Bellefonte wasted no time getting on the board as Alton Howell finds Jackson Long for the 68-yard house call to open up scoring for the Red Raiders. And their defense would complement their offense, getting the takeaway on their first defensive possession of the night. Howell and Long would connect yet again on the ensuing drive, making it 14-0 Bellefonte after the first quarter. Bellefonte in punt formation sends it away, and it's muffed by Greater Johnstown. It's Ashton Howell on the recovery, doing it on both ends of the ball, setting up the field goal. The Red Raiders would tack on 3 more and send it 17-0 at the half. Bellefonte would continue to dominate in the second half and go on to win 34-0 over Greater Johnstown. The Red Raiders will play next week, taking on Juniata in the second round of playoffs.
Juniata Valley ended their regular season 8-2 and earned themselves a home playoff matchup against the Northern Cambria Colts. Spooky season continues at A.R. Simpkins Memorial Field in Alexandria. A little moonshot. 2 minutes into the first quarter, and Andrew Clark puts the Hornets on the board with a makeshift tush-push. Little celebration in the end zone, but answering back with a major statement is quarterback Daniel Farrell as he takes this one himself, bobbing and weaving, spinning out of that tackle and showing he's not going down without a fight. This one would go for 76 yards with a missed field goal. Northern Cambria would stay trailing 7-6 at the end of the first.
Who said a quarterback couldn't put up a nasty stiff arm?
Not at all. Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry. Now in the middle of the second quarter, Juniata Valley fumbles the ball and is recovered by Bobby Hess, making this nail-biter even closer. But it wouldn't be enough as the Hornets would come out on top with a 23-20 win over the Colts. Northern Cambria's season comes to an end with a 4-7 record. Juniata Valley moves to 9-2 and advances to play Claysburg-Kimmel in the District 6 1A semifinals.
Bishop Guilfoyle fell to McCourt last week in the Laurel Highlands Athletic Conference Championship, but remained the #1 team in 1A for district playoffs. The cheerleaders are trying to stay warm tonight, and BG's performance certainly helped. Already up 28-0 in the third quarter, running back Keegan Hewitt finds pay dirt from 6 yards out to make it 35-0. Marauders sailing away. Later in the quarter, Purchase Line is trying to drive when Declan Peterson jars the ball free, and Brody Gartman recovers it in the scrum for BG. The kicking game would also get in on the fun as Carter Bowen boots a 38-yard kick. The scoring would end there with the Marauders blanking the Red Dragons 38-0. The loss ends Purchase Line's season, while BG will face Homer City in the 1A semifinals. Those 7 playoff games were action-packed. Coming up, we'll preview Penn State's football's bout with Ohio State in Columbus,
as well as our top 3 plays from these postseason showdowns. But first, some scores from across the Commonwealth.
Coach Knowles is extremely smart. He's like a mad scientist in the lab. His approach has been the same whether it was last week at Iowa or this week, against Ohio State.
The Nittany Lions will have to use their level approach and intense preparation to try and take down the #1 Buckeyes.
Our own Mac Leach was at practice this week and got an inside look at Terry Smith's mindset heading into this clash. Mac?
It's been 9 years since Penn State last beat Ohio State, but maybe it's a change in coaching that will bring the Nittany Lions to victory.
2011 interim coach Tom Bradley traveled to the Shoe to take on the Ohio State Buckeyes. He walked away with his first win as a head coach. 14 years later, interim head coach Terry Smith is looking to replicate Bradley's success and topple #1 Ohio State. Coming off the bye week, the Nittany Lions hit the road to Columbus as 20.5-point underdogs, but that hasn't shaken their belief in what's possible.
The guys are ready. They know what's in front of them. No one's giving them a chance. And we're just going to stay together and we're going to play hard.
Smith says he knows what it'll take to pull off the upset.
Control the game. We have to outrush Ohio State to have a chance. If we don't do that, it'll be a long Saturday.
Aiding them this time around is a familiar face to the Buckeyes, former Ohio State defensive coordinator Jim Knowles. This time he returns to Columbus sporting blue and white.
And we're very, very close. 4 games, 13 points. It's just we're just trying to find that one thing that gets us over the hump and get the ball to bounce our ways.
Through it all, Smith's mentality has kept the team pushing forward.
He's like an almighty God type of thing. Like he wants us all to just go hard, effort, and and that's it.
And heading into the toughest test of their season, Smith's message remains simple.
And, we want to, we have a saying this week, we're going to chop wood. We've got to be able to chop a redwood tree until it's done.
The last time Penn State beat the #1 team in the AP poll? November 17th, 1990 at Notre Dame. A 24-21 game that Terry Smith scored a touchdown.
Terry Smith.
Our reporter Owen Camaros is in Columbus as the Buckeyes and Nittany Lions write a new chapter in their rivalry, both on the turf and the ice.
Thanks, Mac. Well, tonight, it's hockey between Penn State and Ohio State after the Nittany Lions won Game 1, 3-2 last night in a come-from-behind win. Tomorrow, it'll be football, right over there at the Shoe. Penn State and Ohio State have played there a number of times, but the last time that Penn State has won, it was 2011, right after they fired head coach Joe Paterno. They were under interim head coach Tom Bradley, and they were able to pull out a win versus a very difficult Ohio State team. And that's what they're going to look to do tomorrow, but it's a tough situation for them. Obviously, Ethan Grunkemeyer will be the starting quarterback. There's a bit of a concern about who'll be the backup, and for Penn State and Grunkemeyer, this is going to be their toughest test of the season. Back to you, guys.
Thanks, Owen. The Nittany Lions play Ohio State tomorrow at noon in Columbus. You can listen to the game on Com Radio with Michael Landis and Owen Camaros on the call.
It was a frightfully fantastic